Hey everyone, today is day 3 with my Mustang. I just came in and got the halter on him. We didn't really have much of a fuss. I still am going slow with it, but he didn't pull back or move away at all, and he seems to be wanting to have a friend again this morning. We're going to get right into leading and then hopefully start on some desensitizing and petting a little bit further back on him. I'm curious to see how much of this he remembers. Hi, friend. Good boy. So I'll always let them be curious and check things out if they offer to. The reason I don't start with the lead rope on the halter is because it's just too much all at once. So what I'll do is I'll start taking the halter off with the lead rope attached, just to get them used to the idea of extra weight being on them when it's taken on and off, and then I'll start to keep it on while I attach it. But especially while I'm still using a long one, that means he's not super good with pressure yet if I need that long length, so I'm not too worried about having to take it off to cause less of a distraction, good boy, and a weight issue. It's just less materials to mess around with. All right, are you ready? You want to try some leading today? Curious to see where he picks up at? Good. And I like that he's following. He definitely connected the two, but I want to make sure, good boy, he still leads in and gives to that pressure. Good boy. So that's already a release right off the bat, and him kind of understanding. Good. If I pull forward for him to come. Now I will say, if there's a big outside reaction or something, he's still going to react pretty big to that. So we'll have to work on that after I build his confidence a little bit with just giving to this pressure. Good. So still, even today, anytime he takes a step forward, I'm going to release, but I'm really happy because I'm able to ask him a little bit more front and center rather than having to really go side to side, and I'm not having to use that sending technique. Good boy. I find like the thing I always have difficulty training initially is the halt, because they want to stop so far back from you anyways that it's difficult to get a chance to teach them how to halt with the rope. But I think by focusing on the back up a little bit, good boy, I can help him understand that if that pressure is pulling back, that's for him to stop instead of go forward. Good boy. Good boy. I usually like to start with a decent distance between him and I. You may have noticed that yesterday I was even further away. If he gets stuck, no problem, just go to the side again. I was even further away, and today I'm a little bit closer. I'm trying to close that gap, but still encouraging him to walk forward by always walking out of his way, giving him a place to go. Good boy. And I'm going to stop. Good. Now I'm going to switch it up and see if I can go to just petting his neck on each side, which I know this side is a little bit easier than the other. I try to be careful when I start working on desensitizing while I'm working on teaching them how to give to pressure, because if they have a reaction to me touching them in a new area, to doing something a little bit spookier, and they want to pull back and move away, I either have to fully commit to keeping those feet towards me but kind of respect the fact that we're doing something new, or I have to be loose with my line, let him move out, and try to draw him back in without that pressure. I don't want to give him mixed signals there. Good boy. So that's much better on his right side today. I'm able to pet back kind of to his mid-neck. I usually like to start petting them near the mane, and then I go down under the neck. Sometimes under the neck can be a sensitive area, so I'll usually take a stick first and rub there, just like I would with their chest, in case they're inclined to strike. Good boy. Okay, I think I'm going to start with some jumping desensitizing. So I'm going to start a little bit further away from him than this, and just start moving up and down and wait for him to settle. And I'll go again. Good boy. Boy. I know, it's weird. Good. Good boy. Now I'm going to switch it up a little bit on him, ask him to lead forward, and see if I can place my body, good boy, a little bit further back on each side, because I've kind of been working him directly from the front. So we'll start with the off side. Good boy. So you can see this is what that blocking looks like when they really press that nose into your space and they're trying to get you back on that other side of their body. Good boy. We'll go to this side, which is usually a little bit more comfortable for him. You can tell I'm pretty far back on this side. I'm almost out the withers. Good boy. Give him a break for a second. Good. And then I think I'm going to pick up the stick and do some desensitizing by touching new body parts. So now going to another low energy exercise. Introduce him to the stick again. And I'm going to go ahead and see if I can reach a little bit further back on him. Kind of the area we were just working in. Withers and release. I'm not going to spend too long on one body part if he's okay with it here, so now I'm not going to do the withers again. I'm going to go to a new spot. I think I'm going to try to go for the chest right now. So always start with that familiar body position, under the neck, to the chest, release. If you have a horse that's really sensitive with something, so for example, I'll act like he's sensitive with his back. I'm going to start on the face, familiar area, we've already pet here, go to the new area, release. Okay, so it's kind of like a gentle graze over that sensitive body part if necessary. Good boy. Good boy. Go to his other side, and I might start looking at the legs in a little bit, or that might be in our second session. So right here with the blocking out, I'm going to have to be really cautious that I don't let him block me out and be aware of what side I'm wanting to be on. Good boy. So you can see there, I'm just kind of using the stick as a barrier. It's not even really bothering him necessarily at his nose and face. Good boy. He just doesn't really want me over here on this side. You'll notice that time I went directly for touching his neck. Good boy. Because now that's kind of a comfortable area for him, or getting to be one. And I'll do his chest again on this side. Down the chest. Good boy. All right. And with some forward steps. Good boy. And I don't really mind the tail end of my rope dragging as long as I'm cautious about it with my feet, because it's kind of desensitizing for the legs right now. Good boy. Good boy. Awesome. I'm going to end that session there with him because that was pretty short and he did awesome with it. And I will be back in a bit.